Like a lot of people, I use Notion to track my expenses. So if I click into my expenses page here, you can see a database of everything I bought in February. And this is really cool because if I go here and I go to by type, you can see a chart. This is split by category. The problem is Notion isn't super friendly when you're using it on your phone. If I wanted to add a transaction, you can imagine I don't know, buying a coffee or something, it's $5, let's say, and I want to easily add this to my Notion database, but I'm on the go, right? I'm not using my laptop or anything. It's a little bit tough. I got to find the page, I got to find the database, press the new button, add the entries. It's just a lot of steps. And like by the time that happens, my coffee's probably ready, right? I want it to be kind of seamless. So with the help of Cursor, I actually built this little tool here. So this tool is called Variabills. It's an iOS app and it's essentially a Notion wrapper. What that means is that the data actually lives in Notion. So you can see here like Presto, Loblaws. If I go back to Notion, you'll see that same data here as well. Now, the cool part is, let's say you go buy that coffee, right? I'm on my home screen. I can click on this add expense button here on the bottom, just like that. And immediately I can start typing coffee, $5, done, right? And just like that, it's actually added. And if I go back to Notion, you'll see it's synced up too. The cool part is if I were to change the price in Notion, let's say it's not $5 and in this economy it's closer to like $10, and I go back, you'll see the coffee here changes to 10 and my budget changes as well. Now there's a few extra features as well if you click on the settings tab. Of course, some people like to do weekly budgets versus monthly. You can change when it resets on, and the most important is what your budget amount actually is. So the way the numbers work here on the top is pretty simple. The button or the number on the top right shows you how much budget you have left. So if your budget was $1,000 and you spent $500, you'll have $500 left. The number on the top left though is a little bit interesting. It's almost a measure of your pace, how ahead or behind you are. You can see I'm actually a little bit behind in terms of my budget. Even though I have $230 left, I'm negative $76 because relative to today's date, right? And you can see that in the progress bar here, I actually spent more than I should have. And the way we calculate this is pretty simple, right? If there's 30 days in a month and a week has 7 days, you just kind of divide up your budget accordingly. And then you can go all the way to what my budget is per day, what my budget is per hour. This app actually calculates, I think, to the minute, funny enough. So every time you open this app and you press the refresh button here on the top right, it's going to update and let you know how you're doing. Now, I found this to be super useful. I shared this with my friends and family and they thought it was useful too. And I decided to publish it to the App Store. And that's what it looks like.